Welcome, Pineapples. What's up? What's cooking? It's your girl Faithy, aka Pineapple of Lagos, aka Pineapple, and I'm back with a new video for the year 2022. Yay!
I'm living in a rush because I'm moving fast.
So, if this is your first time coming to my channel, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. You will like it, definitely. Comment, turn on your post notifications button. Always check my description box down below because there's always information there, important information, mind you, and share. So let's get into the video. Alright, so this is a disclaimer before the video commences that how do I say this now? I am not a dermatologist. I'm not a dermatologist. I'm only doing what I have seen has worked on people, rather my family members, because I use what my aunties use and my mother too, and basically it has worked for me because in my family I've seen genetically that we don't have pimples. So I feel like when you are checking out what works for your skin, basically your skincare routine, because it's not every time you have a skincare routine. Like, this is the first time I'm actually having a steady skincare routine. So when you're trying to figure out what works for you, first of all, please check what works in your family. Like, if your family, like most people, have pimples, things like that, so you know what to do next. Second, in my family we have this very fragile skin, so we're not the type that we go to dermatologists to test, do all these things, because like we're very, very, very careful of what we put on our skin. So we don't test. Like, I'm not the kind of person that always watch skincare videos. I need to, so basically I'm not the type of person that watch a lot of skincare routine videos. I've watched a few, but I'm not the person that I need to know what facial mask should be used, what must I use vitamin C serum, must I use exfoliating cream, all those stuff. I don't use it. In fact, there was a point it's actually got to an age in my life where I actually had to start buying skincare products, meaning for like, let's just say from like age 15, age 16, age 17 downwards, I was never using anything. It was only soap, basically. And when I mean skin fragile, for example, if I use sponge on my face, like once I start using it regularly more than once, pimples start appearing on my face. Yes, it sounds very strange, but it's true. That's how fragile my skin is. So I'm very, very careful with the products I put on my skin. I don't just put anyhow products. So I'm telling you this in case you decide to be like, oh fine, you don't want to use it. It's completely fine. It's basically just a tip. It's an advice, because this is a highly requested video. Yes. So so what else? It's under the disclaimer. Also, aside from the products I use constantly now, which forms my skincare routine, because they're not even up to 5 products or like 10, I've used Neutrogena products before. More like, if I can find the picture, I will definitely put it up here at my head on the left side. I've used this particular products before. Those are okay. So also, as I was saying, I've used a particular charcoal face mask. I really cannot remember the name. Like I said, I'll put the picture up like next to my head on the left. Yes, I think that is actually like the only particular facial product I've ever used before this ones that I just started using. So, and also for most people that went to secondary school with me, I think you would have noticed that I was only using Irish Spring. I didn't used to use change of soap until I think my last year. I had to change soaps from Irish Spring to Extract, or I had to balance them out so I wouldn't overtone back, because my skin is fragile to the extent that it received a lot of sunburn to the extent that you might see some pictures of me and you're like, wow, I didn't know that you were actually dark. We even thought you were fair in this picture. Yes, that's how much sun really burnt my skin. I think my worst period of sunburn was when I was doing my GPEP A-levels in Unilag, and when I first came to Benson Delta University. So I will put some pictures so you can see how bad they are. And I know there's a particular question that some people probably ask, but like they don't say it out loud. So I've learned to live with the fact that the way my face is, I have dark outlines, basically. So even when my skin had finally neutralized and like come out the way it's meant to be, this place from here to like here was still kind of darker than inside. And I realized at first, I was like, what's going on? Is it the soup? But then even when I traveled abroad, my skin became better. It got to like its best place. It was still like that. So I realized, and then I looked at pictures from when I was a child and all that, and it clicked, and I'm like, I think that's actually how my skin is. So I really learned to live with it. Like, I'm not even bothered anymore. Yes, some skincare products that makes everything the same. That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to spoil anybody's business. There's some products that use too much of chemicals, and that's why I'm very careful not to start buying online, because trust me, I do follow some of them. And there's some, okay, they're advisable, but then as far as I know, that's how my skin has always been. That's how I was giving birth to. I do not think there's a need for me to now neutralize both shades, if you understand. So yeah, enough of the talking. Let's get straight into the video. Alright, so what I have here, this is not actually the actual pack, but like African Ballers, my mom was like I shouldn't take the actual pack so I wouldn't finish it, and she didn't want me to even take at all because she was like, I'm almost getting too light. But then it was good I did take, because I started playing basketball again and it was affecting me, like even when I have about twice, like playing under the sun, sweat, stress and all that. It's not easy to take care of your skin during that kind of period. So yes, if you want more information on the basketball, sure, comment down below and I will give you a proper gist on that. So let's dive into what we came here for. So I will put a picture of what the name actually is, but I can tell you that it's a coffee facial. Like the active ingredient is coffee, but like there are a few other things inside. Okay. Yeah, it actually smells like coffee and sugar, and there is sugar inside, because at first I didn't know, but then I checked the ingredients all over again. But yeah, you've probably seen the picture of it, and like I said, it's a coffee facial mix. So I use this, or I use turmeric and palm oil. You will see that in the next clip. So I basically have two different kinds of skincare routine. So it's like both of them play the same active role, just that the turmeric and palm oil is stronger and is more of a treatment, whereby if you have pimples, if you have like, because when I used it, I had 3 different shades on my face. Something happened and my face started reacting. It was water, Tetmosol, like antiseptic basically. So my skin, I think I was like, it was at its worst point. It was like, some people that's the best point, but for me that naturally is born with clear skin and all that, it was really bad time for me, and it was too obvious. So I told myself, I tried telling myself don't get stressed over it and all that, but definitely I couldn't stop myself from not getting stressed over it. So yeah, and then what I do then before I have my bath, I told myself I had to start implementing having my bath twice daily, and I've been doing very good at that. Then I use a cream. Unfortunately, I did not bring the cream here, but definitely the picture is here. It's Fair and White moisturizing lotion and baby oil. Sometimes I use them separately, but then I do not use baby oil as a standoff. The baby oil is like a supporting agent. I can use the Fair and White alone, but then because of Harmattan period, I've been using the both of them together. Mind you, the baby oil, I've been using it for years. So it's like a product that I know is tested and trusted. Mind you, you have to be very careful because it's all fake outside, obviously. Same thing for the Fair and White. I think if it doesn't have a particular code at the back, I will definitely show you here, then it probably is fake. And if it's not sealed, also be very careful. So the Fair and White was prescribed by my aunties basically. The turmeric, the coffee too, they bought it. They had not tried it out, but I've tried it out and it definitely works. My mom has tried it out too. The turmeric and palm oil was my mom. I think she burnt, something happened to a particular side of her face. So it was like here, it was looking completely different from the other sides, and it was like having rashes and all. And she used it and it worked perfectly for her under a week. Mine, I've had like a large pimple here before because of like sweat, physical practice and all that. And I used it that day and immediately cleared. That's how strong it is. That's why I said this is more of like a soft agent, while the turmeric, I don't use turmeric and palm oil really anymore because it's more of a treatment agent and it's very, very strong. I'm not going to lie to you. And it's not for Yes, it's not for the weak. I'm going to say like that because turmeric, everybody knows turmeric stains everywhere. If you don't wash it on your face well, I've had incidents when I'm in class and they're like, your face looks yellow, and I'm like, yes, I was rushing for class, I couldn't wash it off completely. She gets. So yeah, definitely that's it. Alright, so applying this, you apply it all over your face. Basically, you apply it all over your face and you leave it for, the product says 15 minutes, but I leave it sometimes even up to an hour. But if it's turmeric and palm oil, minimum an hour, so it works effectively. Sometimes I sleep with it overnight. Yes, you can do that, so it works. Now you need to understand that while using the turmeric and palm oil, you don't put the turmeric on your face, then you put palm oil. You mix it in like a bowl or something before you apply it to your face. I feel like that's a mistake people make normally if they try to do this.